What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy T.
And that's your man B.
And you want to ride up?
Yep. This is
Ep-
season 2, episode 3, or
See?
aka episode 25.
All right, all right,
So
right.
either way you want to go. Welcome again. It's another Zoom joint. So we got our special guest, of course, Rail, and
We
we
got
got
our
Big Bro.
friends with us.
Yeah,
What
we got
up? What
Big Bro,
up, man?
It was good.
Big Bro Will, designed by Willpower.
Right.
Hit him up on IG, and once everything gets kicked back on, I know everybody gonna need graphic design. Oh, I'm on wine, man. I ain't gonna drink. I'm chilling. So, dang, where you want to kick it off at? We want to talk about the Verzuz stuff first.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's jump into the versus stuff.
All right,
So clearly the big talk is RZA versus Primo. But before we get to RZA and Primo, since that one was the main event this past weekend, we can talk about. I want to clear some things up, or at least try to clear some things up for people who haven't really gathered the information. A week ago,
yeah,
Babyface and Teddy Riley were supposed to battle,
right,
and I think the morning of or the night before,
right,
the battle was postponed
right.
without a new date. And the first reports were because Teddy Riley wanted money.
And it's supposed to go on tonight. So it's been rescheduled. Everything's back on.
Right.
So.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first report was that it was about money and Teddy wanted money.
Right.
But then it was later revealed that Babyface actually contracted the coronavirus.
Yep.
But he didn't know initially. He just postponed because he was sick, and they didn't know he had the coronavirus. They ended up finding out that that's exactly what it was.
Right.
But the thing that we wanted to clear up was, I'm not sure if we mentioned it on the pod previously, that it got canceled because of the.
I don't think we did. We were alive when the announcement came down.
Okay.
But I don't think we even touched upon it again since then.
So so whether or not we did say it or not, the truth was it wasn't necessarily about Teddy Riley wanting money. It was he proposed, lightly proposed. He wasn't hammering nails to try to get a contract done to move the platform from IG Live to his platform. I can't remember the name of the platform, and I'm not even 100% sure if he was talking about moving it completely over. I think he was most like talking about like a simulcast type of deal, where it's like it was on both of them because of the droppage. Because IG Live, you can only do it for an hour, and that was the big thing. And I guess on different platforms, the audio could be better. But I think with Swizz Beats and Timbaland running the show and putting this stuff together, I think they would have done the right thing and be like, listen, like the quality is truly secondary in this at this point. Like,
yeah, I want to get to the quality once we start talking about it. Yeah.
Right? We all want great quality, but the fans just want to see two legendary icons in the genre of music that they love just have banter, play some great records, get nostalgic, get reminiscent, and just have a good time. And I think that's why we want the quality, but we're not like, oh man, I ain't watching it. The quality's trash, right?
Right.
And I think that would have been a great battle. And you said it should be happening tonight. I'm looking forward to it because of it's those boxing matches where if you match two defensive guys in the ring together, it can make for a skillful match, but it'll be boring as hell.
Right.
Right. But if you mismatch styles, the guy who's defensive, unless he's landing counter punches, it's going to be a long fight because you like that. People want to see that aggressive go at him. And I think that's what this would have been. Whereas Teddy Riley, even though he can be laid back, I think compared to a Babyface, he'd be more up in your face, especially with the music that he be playing, because he had a lot of upbeat records.
Yeah, his stuff is a lot more up tempo and New Jack Swing just in general. You know what I mean?
So, and I actually said, because before I found out, I said, listen, I will go and do a random shuffle. I would take 20 of my favorite records from both of them, put them random shuffles, and put them together, and I will simulate a battle just to get my juices flowing again, because I don't want the energy of this battle to die down. You know, I feel like the promotion for the battle after the postponement just disappeared, and they should have kept the energy going, or continue to find like new people to put together.
Right.
So we also had the Hitboy versus Boy Wonder one.
Right.
And Boy Wonder did him dirty. For the most part, maybe because he has mostly Drake records. At a time where Drake, Drake is, at the top of the charts. Every song he brings out, regardless of what you think the quality, the content of it is, it's going to hit the billboards.
I mean, are we talking about? Because I didn't see that. I haven't watched it yet. I'll try to get into it. I didn't know he was going to talk about it today.
Well,
are the beats better? Are you saying the beats are better, or are you saying the joints are better?
So I think that's the thing, where it's like when you look, and I think we're probably going to have this come up again when we talk about the RZA versus Primo battle, whereas you have these producers and you talk about the beats, but a lot of times the feeling for the overall record can take precedent over the actual beat, and people will start, giving their opinion based on the record. I think with Boy Wonder having, hit records with Drake versus, Hitboy having records with Beyonce.
There's emotion to catch people a little bit and sway them.
Right? Like, if you were
I think so too. Yeah, but it also depends on who's going, who's judging it.
Right.
Because I'm gonna play it. I can't lie. I'm gonna lean toward Drake a little bit. But I know, some of the others, somebody else who's into, some of the other tracks, they would lean the other direction. So I think that is a thing though, for the emotion. But that's how what's the name is winning. His battle,
Swizz,
yeah, because Swizz know how to battle, and he's bringing the emotion to the battle. He's pulling it out of you by what he's playing in the order he's playing it, and then let him get hype on it. Hearing Swizz go get hype.
Right.
That's fire, son.
I agree. And I think that would have been Teddy Riley's biggest opportunity to sway the crowd. It's just having more energy behind the records that we're playing. But the thing about it is, that's why I say I feel like with some of these, I feel like we can take these battles beyond just the artists that are here now. We can have some people. I feel like I want a respected producer on both sides get assigned an artist from the 70s or the 80s, and they got to play their records and see who. Just we have so much content in our genre from our culture that we can keep this going forever. As long as we get somebody, for instance, you give out just hypothetically, you take D.L. Hughley and Cedric the Entertainer. They're both good hosts. Even if you don't like their stand-up specials, they're good hosts, and they're good at talking to people, right? So I would say, all right, D.L. Hughley, you get Marvin Gaye, and Cedric, you get Al Green, and y'all got 20 records each, and y'all got to play those records. just the dialogue between them two in between the records and having that fandom, I think that would be some good entertainment as well. But it would come down to the two people who own those publishing rights.
So that would almost be like a playlist battle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
that's how Little John's and T-Pain's was. Right? I mean, they produced some of them and they wrote some of them.
But it was involved with every song that was on though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talking about like this. If you're not even involved, like you could still do like we could do a battle and see who's coming out with the dopest playlist. I mean, that's what I guess shout out to the Joe Budden podcast. He was talking about doing with his guy Rory.
Yeah, they've already done it. I'm sure it's.
Yeah, I didn't hear it, but I'm saying like that's essentially a playlist battle, which I like. I like that idea. That's kind of fire.
I wanted to do that too, but the problem is, IG is going to kick me off. They'll kick. I guess you got to be certified. You got to be verified, or you got to be somebody popular. Like you got to have like 20K or more. Like I don't know what the threshold is, but I'm saying like DJ D Nice. I think he did a great thing, and he started this, but he don't own the copy. He don't own the rights to none of these songs he was playing, but he got to play them. And then I don't know if y'all saw it. Like the other day, there's a 12-year-old girl who's DJing. She was calling it. They call her the quarantine.
I was trying to figure out how that was working.
Huh?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how that was. I was trying to figure out how people were doing that without getting pulled off.
But me, I wanted to have. I had like an hour. I had like a hour set where I was playing dope records, and I got to like 20 people, right? Total, 20 people total, not 20 at all at the same time, but 20 people. And I was playing some dope records, but IG was like, nah, you not allowed. Sit your black ass down.
Is it, do you gotta have a verified account in order
I don't know.
do it?
I don't know.
There's probably like a backdoor channel that they're going through with IG and Facebook to get the special permissions to do it.
We gotta be something to it, because I know people get pulled off. The little IG chicks and there's different random people be having their little music in the background. They get pulled off like 5 seconds later.
The funny thing is, who we should ask? We should ask your man Burn, because he does his mixing on Fridays. He plays records on Fridays.
Right.
He plays some good records too. So if you guys are listening to if you're looking to listen to some good R&B late at night, just to have somebody vibe with. You check them out. Check them out on Fridays.
Absolutely.
But the other battle, before we talk about the female battle with Verzuz, is the Neyo versus Johnta Austin. So when y'all first told me about it, I was like interested because I knew of Johnta Austin, but I knew of him more as like I didn't know his resume because I'd seen his name around. But I thought he was like a singer and just like did like session work. I didn't realize he had written like hits.
Right.
So when I watched that battle, like he put the pause on Neyo. I mean the pause. So and so I know that everybody's not gonna watch the actual battles. So I at least pulled the songs down.
Right.
I at least pulled the records down, so y'all could like see the songs. And if you look at you may not agree with every record that I had, but those were good. It's a good playlist. So I'm gonna pull it in, and then y'all can give y'all opinion record for record. And we'll just say, because we're not gonna do that with Hitboy, but Hitboy and Boy, but I want to do that for the Neyo and Johnta also, because I know you guys know those songs. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so the excuse me. So the first round one was and Johnta Austin saw the first. So Johnta Austin, then it's Neyo records. So there was Get Gone, which I thought was a good record to start with. So let me say this real quick. One of the things I thought that they did, and I liked it, especially Johnta Austin, was sprinkling records that you may not have known they produced, or you may have forgot about. They can have that, oh, I forgot about this type of feel, and that sort of sways the crowd too, right? But Get Gone came out around that time where everybody was trying to, break the next, I'm saying, quartet of R&B artists. And that's when that Get Gone record came out. So it was Get Gone versus That Girl. And I wasn't crazy about That Girl. So I gave it to Get Gone.
Okay.
And the second one was Miss You by Aaliyah. I miss. That was my record.
Right.
It's an Aaliyah record. I'm gonna, yeah.
And I thought that he did it a lot. He went to Aaliyah records because I guess he figures that everybody's just so pro Aaliyah that you can't have a record better than Aaliyah record, right?
I mean, honestly, it's hard. And then like it's easy.
So Neyo put Unfaithful by Rihanna, which I thought was a monster hit record too. And I said at first I gave that line a draw, and I had to come back because I'm not gonna leave in the drawers. So I came back and voted on that one. I gave it to Miss You, just because I remember when that song came out, and that song was just too powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree on that.
And again, like I said, some of these songs you may not know by title, especially since I'm not giving you the artists on all of them. So It's Like That versus Knock You Down. And Knock You Down was a bigger record. That was with Curry Hilson featuring Kanye West. Sometimes love comes around. You know that song.
Yeah.
Right? So I get it that one. But, it was so, to sum it up, I thought the good rounds were with Johnta Austin was dropping Neyo record. They was dropping some hit records. I mean, Yo, Excuse Me, Miss by Chris Brown.
Right.
That was a tough record. The Mariah Carey Don't Forget About Us versus Spotlight by Jennifer Hudson.
Right. These songs I don't know, so what happened? My bad.
So Just Be a Man About It by Toni Braxton. That was another record. I'm like, damn, you did that too?
Wow.
You did though, really?
That's definitely a hit, though.
Yeah.
One of the toughest rounds to judge was Tyrese's Sweet Lady versus You Make Me Better. Right?
Hold on.
Lady.
Make Me Better.
You talking about Fabulous, You Make Me Better, right?
Yeah.
Versus the other one?
Versus Sweet Lady by Tyrese.
Sweet Lady for Tyrese.
Yeah, I gave that to Sweet Lady Tyrese too, because it was.
No, wait.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Tyrese.
You like Sweet Lady over Make Me Better?
Absolutely.
Because my girl was saying Make Me Better over Sweet Lady.
Yeah, I agree.
Really? I'm surprised by that, but okay.
You know what? I can see that because she's what, 27 now? 26?
Yeah, 28.
That sounds about right, because when she's listening to music like and really digesting music, Make Me Better.
She loves Sweet Lady. Her R&B is real old school. She got Toni Braxton in her.
Is it though?
Yeah, she's like mid-90s, other than Beyonce.
What I'm saying is when Make Me Better hit, that's when she's like in her bag. You know what I'm saying? Around her friends. Like her friends can help influence that. Like that was a hit record on the radio at the time where it's like, okay, boom. Versus Sweet Lady, she was a kid when that song came out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But, but I'm not saying like Make Me. I said it was a tough round regardless, so I can understand how.
Yeah, that's two good ones right there.
The beats up more up tempo.
It has really nothing to do with the time frame for me. I like both of them.
It's the fact that it's more up tempo for.
Okay.
What was the other standout round that you?
Let's see. I thought that Can't Help But Wait by Trey Songz versus Sexy Love by Neyo.
Okay, hold on. Sexy Love by Neyo.
Yeah, Can't Help But Wait by Trey Songz
You
versus
Can't Help But Wait versus Trey Songz.
Well,
I think
Sexy
I go
Love.
with Neyo on
So
that one.
of course, I gave it to Can't Help But Wait because I just think I just like Trey Songz better than I like Neyo.
Right.
But I feel like,
That's the thing.
I'm not. Yeah, so
They're gonna burn both sides.
this is what I saw him doing a lot because Johnta Austin went first. I felt like the records that came out around the same time that Neyo dropped the record, I felt like he matched that record with whatever he had out at the time, and it was like, and I felt like maybe he had like more Billboard status, so he felt like that record was just better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, not so much. Because later on in the battle, he played a lot of his own records. Whereas Johnta played everybody's records.
Right. He should. I thought a lot of people's criticism of Neyo was that he played too many Neyo records.
That's what my thing is.
So
I saw some of that list. I'm like, why do he play so many Neos? Because he's written he's been writing on some dope stuff. I would have went over a couple things.
So right around this time, this is when it got good because that round when then Johnta played "I Don't Wanna" by Aaliyah. So it's like, who can you really match up with an Aaliyah record? Of course, he played "Flaws and All" by Beyonce.
Right.
That was another great record, but
"Flaws and All" by Beyonce. Hold on, my bad. I'm asking my resident R&B listener.
Her
"Flaws and All" by Beyonce, or what was the other joint? The Aaliyah joint?
"I Don't Wanna" by Aaliyah.
Oh, "I Don't Wanna" by Aaliyah. She sings it in her head, and then she's gonna tell me.
That's a
No, it's dope. It's dope. I'm just trying to tell you. Your process.
That sort of makes it more pure in a way. Like you remember, you going off your memory of the records versus
exactly.
But I
have a hard time not going with not going.
She said Aaliyah wins that one.
Yeah.
Then it was Can I
and
Come
she's
Up?
a big Beyonce fan.
Yeah,
so.
that's my number one.
Yeah, Beyonce's her favorite artist.
It's my female R&B, so it's the same for me. And everybody
I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, though.
I love her.
Neither.
I was never impressed with Aaliyah's vocal ability, like outside of like the simple notes. So Can I Come Up by
I mean, but this battle is a battle of writing, a battle of beats, because
production.
Because I'm still going with Aaliyah.
So did I.
Yeah, I'm going with Aaliyah.
So they went. The next round was "Can I Come Over" by Aaliyah versus "Miss Independent" by no other than Neyo.
Aaliyah.
He shouldn't have hit it up with Neyo. I gotta go with Aaliyah again.
Aaliyah got that.
But it's kind of hard to match up with Aaliyah though, man, because like she had hit records.
When you match up with Aaliyah, you definitely don't match up Neyo against Aaliyah. I wouldn't have put up one of my Neyo records against Aaliyah. That's not.
Yeah, nah. I mean, you gotta go like with Beyonce again.
2 rounds later,
if you're gonna keep putting, if somebody's gonna keep putting,
I would have went with another Beyonce written song or some other chick that you might got. I can't think of what right
back with
no. Well, I mean, joints that Neyo wrote. I'm talking about. It was between Neyo and the guy Johnta Davis who wrote
Johnta Austin.
Neyo.
Unfaithful, was it?
Neyo wrote that?
Did Neyo write that, or was it just Umbrella?
But Unfaithful went against "Miss You" by Aaliyah.
Oh, he did play it. I Miss You. He played it against "I Miss You" by Aaliyah.
Oh, everybody gonna pick "I Miss You."
Unfaithful against "I Miss You"?
Yeah.
What the fuck? That
was real.
Some good records versus even if you can win this round with that record, why chase it?
Right.
Like just put one of your records against the record and just take that off. But so later with the second and last round, Johnta played "Be Without You" by Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
And Neyo matched that with "Let Me Love You," and I gave him that round.
Let Me Love You, yeah. Let Me Love You is a timeless joint.
That's my joint.
Yeah, Let Me Love You is dope.
And then the last round was "We Belong Together" by Mariah Carey.
Oh, hold on. Versus what?
Versus "Irreplaceable." So he held "Irreplaceable" to the last round.
Yeah, of course he's gonna hold Irreplaceable. Irreplaceable, Beyonce versus "We Belong Together" by Mariah Carey.
I'm taking Mariah Carey on that.
Mariah Carey wins that hands down.
Honestly, that was like Emancipation of Mimi. That was her.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me, but yeah.
I don't think well, we can talk about this offline. Emancipation of Mimi is not her prime, in my opinion.
It was her major. It was a major.
Yeah, her comeback. It was the biggest time. Yeah. Yeah, because she came off Glitter, and it was like everybody killed her.
Yeah, but the fact that she came back that strong.
Right, she crushed the buildings.
They put a lot of money into that album.
All right, we talk about our stuff. Okay, bet.
They put a lot of money in that album.
Yeah.
So it was a good battle. They had some good Chris Brown records, and one thing you can tell about Neyo is he really believes in the power of his actual records.
Right.
And you could tell that he was he was definitely pitted against a lot of these artists, like Chris. You could tell that Chris Brown and Trey Songz were two particular artists that he was like definitely competing against, because the way he picked some songs to go against those records, it's like, okay, I see what's going on.
Because they was around the same time era as him. So
yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
So one thing I'm saying, it's like one thing is if I'm in a battle with you, like I got two strategies. If I'm going first, like I'm trying to punch you in the mouth every round. Right. But if I'm going second, like I'm gonna have my second. If I'm going second, my playlist is gonna be different. My playlist is gonna be, all right, I'm matching you. Right. It's like when you go first, you can shoot whatever shot you want. But if you following up somebody who took a shot, you gotta make that shot or you get the letter.
No, but the funny thing is, Primo didn't. We're getting into Primo versus the RZA, right? Next. Yeah. The funny thing is, Primo didn't follow that. Primo was going. I want to say Primo was going second.
Yeah, Primo went second.
He was trying to match like tone with the RZA and like eras and stories. He could have crushed the RZA, in my opinion, because he had his resume is so diverse. But he was trying to go with, like, first of all, I'm sure he holds some of the stuff that's within his Gangstar foundation a little bit more closer to his heart than some of the other stuff. But it seemed like he was trying to match tone with the RZA, and the RZA is gonna beat you on tone every time. You got Raekwon and Ghostface; they the masters of setting the tone, right? And then you got Method Man and ODB who's turning up on you. It's like I could have matched up 20 songs versus RZA and beat him probably 15 to 5.
Yeah, but I was about to say, because I was saying the same thing. From like, yo, if you're looking at his other stuff that he's produced, like, yo, he's got some ridiculous.
Like he didn't play So Ghetto in the first 20. He didn't play Who Got Guns in the first 20. Like he
missed out on a lot of records that was like after the Gangstar era. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, bro, all these guys who came up after y'all who respected your production, who got records from you. I think the only record that he played that was even new was who was it? The Royce 5'9" record. That was the only one I heard that was like.
But that was from like 2000. That was from
exactly. Like, it felt like he stayed dated just to like they had a behind the scenes agreement. Let's keep it all 90s.
Right. Because the RZA hasn't really. I mean, I'm sure he produces here and there, but I mean, he's handing a lot of his production off to his people. You know what I mean? Especially for these newer Wu-Tang records. And people like, especially Wu-Tang heads, love that last Wu-Tang album. But that's not the RZA. Like, the RZA's doing scores. He's in movies right now. You know what I mean? He's doing So it's not like he's like we're not shitting on him like as far as musically is concerned. He's still got his, you know, he's still on top of whatever he's doing, but he's not doing.
Yeah, he's still good.
First of all, he's not really even moving outside of his camp, other than a couple that Biggie's joint that he played. He's not moving outside of Wu-Tang.
He did the Long Kiss Goodnight record.
Yeah, and I disagree with you that Primo lost that. I think Big.
I didn't say Primo lost. I didn't say Primo lost. I said Primo lost the overtime.
No, you said no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that round. You had Primo losing that round, and I don't agree.
All right, so that was round 15. It was Long Kiss Goodnight versus Above the Clouds.
Above the Clouds is a dope beat. Like that joint is hard, and Inspector Deck crushes it. Like, you know what I mean? So I couldn't agree with you on that one.
All right, so bear with us, Rail and DJ, because I'm pretty sure y'all. And oh, by the way, you notice DJ's joined the fray.
Oh, he left though, like 2 minutes ago.
He's in and out. He's in and out. All right, bet.
All right, so.
Yeah, let's go through this. Let's go through this because this is my bag. This is my bag.
So round one, Method Man, Bring the Pain versus MOP, Breaking the Rules.
I agree with you. Bring the Pain.
I want to say this. Now I can play, like I wanted to play the records, but the problem is depending on the platform, we can't monetize the pod if we have music that we don't have copyrights to, so I can't necessarily play the records. So if you don't know the records, go check out the Primo versus RZA battle, or you can go on your music streaming platforms and listen to these records on your phone. But I gave round one to RZA for Bring the Pain. I came to bring the pain. That was my joint.
Yes, absolutely. It's a hard beat, and shout out to MOP, but that's not the MOP that I'd put up against Bring the Pain. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
All right. Round two was Wu-Tang Maria versus Mos Def Mathematics.
Mos Def Mathematics all day, every day.
I definitely get that. Listen, so I don't talk about that album a lot.
Yeah, Black on Both Sides is a classic.
I love that album, and granted, the funny thing is, Umi Says is what drove me to the album, but damn, I love that album. All right, so round three was Raekwon's Wu Gambinos versus Big L, The Enemy.
Yeah, The Enemy.
And I gave it to The Enemy.
Yeah, so that's
2-1 right there.
That would have been 2-1. Yeah.
Well, that's 1-2 because RZA's first, so that's 1-2.
1-2 Primo.
Round four was Ghostface.
All right, we're gonna debate this one. You gave it the Ghostface run. My bad.
I gave it the Ghostface for Run versus KRS-One. MCs Act Like.
MCs Act Like They Don't Know is one of the hardest. It's first off.
Listen, what
it's a top five.
What One did lyrically, whew. But the Run, I just like the Run beat a little more. The record,
I like the Run record more. I don't like. I think the beat MCs Act Like They Don't Know.
Ain't there one with Capadonna?
Yes, it's the one with Capadonna. Yeah. Yep.
Don't they sound a little different though? They different beats, or slightly. There's something different about them.
There's two. No. Capadonna's on that Run beat. Then there's another Run by Jadakiss. There's two different.
Yeah.
You gave that one to KRS-One.
Yeah, I gave it to KRS-One. That's
I gave it to KRS-One too. That's what I was gonna say.
I remember coming up and hearing MCs Act Like They Don't Know, and that just every time I hear it,
I love that joint. So round five was Wu-Tang Shame on a Nigga versus Nas Effect's Real Hip Hop.
Shame on a Nigga all day.
That was a ball drop.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I felt like again, that's one of those things where I felt like Primo was just trying to put on for like he was trying to spread the wealth as far as the different artists from that era. And like, hey, we got to fit Nas Effects in here. Let me give him this. And I'm like, that's what I say. I can tell you not matching energies or something, because there's no way I'm playing that record against Shame on, like not against ODB.
But the funny thing, I mean, he didn't even have to play a Nas Effects record. There's plenty of records on the Gangstar albums regardless if you like Guru or not, or what, you know,
That's what I'm
as
saying.
a big fan,
Exactly.
there's better beats than that. They were just way better beats. And that
So,
I got in originally. I got in around that point. As far as the live, and I can say this, like the quality of the sound does have a real difference. If you listen to a lot of these joints, like RZA, especially on RZA's side, RZA's like sound quality coming through whatever he was playing his stuff through wasn't that great.
So this is what I did, because I didn't want that to affect my judgment. Whenever a record played, so what I did was once I listened to the battle and I watched it for the entertainment value, but I wrote down all the records. I made a playlist, which I have on my Google Play right now, and I played all the records back to back. So I heard them in the quality that you would want to hear the records in.
Right.
And
Okay. So I'm definitely gonna do that, but when we get off here, or you can send me your playlist or whatever. Share it.
All right. So and the only thing is, there's only one song out of that entire 40 records.
Mm-hmm.
I think no, actually, that was all 40 records were records that you could hear. I think the songs that weren't on like available through streaming platforms were actually like one record in the overtime. All right. So round 6 was Wu-Tang Protect Your Neck versus Group Home Living Proof.
Protect Your Neck is a killer. It's a haymaker. I don't know why he came back with Living Proof.
And that's what I'm saying. So I feel like he sort of let those rounds go. I mean, but I don't know if he has records that you want to waste to try to see what the crowd's gonna pick against him anyway. So losing those rounds is understandable.
I mean, it would have been hard if he would have thrown something real big against it. He might have got a tie in those rounds like that. But Protecting That and Shame on a Nigga are two of the hardest Wu-Tang records of all time.
You know what? So this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna get through 10, and we're gonna take like a pause and ask. So I want to ask you if any records. I want to ask both of y'all any records you feel like one of those producers could have played that didn't play. All right, but we're gonna do that halfway through. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
All right. So round 7 was the GZA Cold World versus D'Angelo Devil's Pie.
I like Cold War a lot, but Devil's Pie won it for me too.
Same here.
Yeah.
Now, bro, you've heard Devil's Pie, right? By D'Angelo? Probably not.
What you say?
Have you heard Devil's Pie by D'Angelo? I'm thinking you haven't heard GZA's Cold World, but you've had to have heard Devil's Pie. That was a radio hit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So number 8 was Wu-Tang, Method Man versus Gangstar, Just to Get a Rep. This wasn't an easy round, by the way.
I'm an MATHOD. I was there live when he played it, and I was like, okay, just to get a rep. Because yes, we played. I played it while you were here. I'm sorry.
So which one did you take?
No, that's chime in whenever you want to. I had MAT. I'm a big Method Man fan, bro, and that beat is crazy.
Facts.
That beat is crazy. Like,
METHOD, man.
Yeah.
METHOD, man.
Meth killed.
Yeah, that was my joint.
And when you play it, when you hear it, okay, yeah.
Here I am.
When I hear it, I remember the video. I remember the video. I just remember.
That
time frame was crazy.
Right?
Yeah, that time frame was crazy when that came out to me.
It was a bomb. It was just like it was a bomb.
Method Man was the trump card for Wu-Tang, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like as lyrical as Raekwon and Ghostface was and GZA was combined, you put those 3 guys on a record and they could like out rap anybody. But the thing about it is I feel like they out rap the normal person's, you know what I'm saying, digestive, you know what I'm saying, track.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas Method Man and ODB, ODB was like, oh, okay, I like this guy. He's a lovable guy. But Method Man was like, he was dope, but he was I don't want to insult him by saying simple, but he was simplistic enough to where it's like the average person listening to music like, oh, I like this right here. What's this right here?
Right.
And then you listen like, oh, he actually said some shit.
And women loved him. and that makes a lot
They
of
still
difference.
do love him.
Absolutely, he looks the same. He looks the same 30 years. So understandable.
Yeah.
All right, so number 9 was Ghostface Motherless Child versus Jay-Z The Evils.
I got Jay-Z.
I took Hove.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Just that I'm just gonna say that Motherless, that was it's a dope record.
Dope record.
It's a dope record, but it's not the better beat.
So, and then I picked Jay-Z's record as well. So round 10 was Raekwon Verbal Intercourse versus Nas's Like by Nas. And I felt, listen, when I first listened, because I hadn't heard Verbal Intercourse.
Okay.
So when I was hearing it, I was like, I can't wait to go listen to the actual record. And I'm like, damn, this joint go hard.
It's a dope record. It's a dope record.
But then I'm listening to Nas's Like, which I'd heard plenty of time before. I'm like, yo, Nas's Like is like Primo in his bag with that mixing, with the Nas is like he's in his bag.
Right.
On this one.
It's a classic Primo record, classic Nas record. Great beat. Everybody's rapped over it. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I took Nas's Like.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, I can see people giving it either a tie. I've heard people say that Verbal Intercourse is a better beat, but I give it to Nas's Like as well.
I don't know. Maybe it's the old head in me that went with Nas.
I mean, they're both old records.
True.
All right. So we at the halftime point. We at the halftime point, right?
Right.
So let me ask you, because I had like a few I'm gonna say issues, but a few things I thought missed opportunities, I'll call it. What were some missed opportunities from the producers that you thought were there?
He could I wish he would have went with like a sleeper from the owners, like with Who Got Guns. That joint has Fat Joe on it. It's Primo. That's a crazy beat, and that would have killed pretty much. It would have killed a lot. It would have killed a lot. That was very much a missed opportunity. RZA should have played Cream inside the 20. Oh, he did. My bad. I thought he played at that. I thought that was 21.
I think he saved it for the end.
Yeah, he waited to the very end. There was one joint that I was like, yo, RZA should have played that before, the overtime, but I can't.
So what I didn't put in the chat was the overtime.
Right.
But I wrote the overtime down. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
So I wrote the overtime down. So we can talk about, you want to talk about the overtime? We can talk about the overtime after the fact. Okay.
Right.
All right. So what?
There's a few joints. So Ghetto was not in the first 20.
That was gonna be my issue. I felt like Primo, like I feel like even though he wanted to stick to the 9, like I felt like he had so many, like So Ghetto should have been on, like he should have used So Ghetto. He should have used the record off of Volume 2.
1,000,001's not on here. I don't understand that.
He definitely missed some opportunities. And I'm like, listen, it's like how these producers use Chris Brown, Aaliyah, and Beyonce as like bomb droppers. Yo, a Hove record is a bomb dropper. You use the Hove record. Like they were so, oh, Nas. Like the last time I checked, Nas is not a bigger artist than Jay-Z. So why y'all so glowed up off these Nas records where
Primo? I think Primo's best beats he's given to. I don't know. I'd have to go back and really listen to it again. Not listen to this again, but listen to like Primo's beats with Nas versus Primo's beats with Jay, because he's giving Jay a lot of heat, obviously. But
that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to put my glasses on one hand.
But I think like him and Nas's work is Nas's best work. Like,
right?
Other than him and
because
Nas,
it's like comfort food for his audience. It's comfort food for his audience.
Right. But I agree. I mean, like it's Jay's a haymaker anytime. It doesn't matter. But he's even like Jay's a haymaker. Period.
All right, so let's get into the second half. All right,
okay.
round 11 was Ghostface Buck 50 versus Gangstar The Remains.
Right. And I hadn't heard that song. I hadn't heard either one of those songs for real. I wasn't real familiar. I've heard those songs, of course, but I haven't. I listened to Buck 50 again, and I was like, yeah, Buck 50 is that was
right.
one.
So let me say this one thing. When my first job was at Sam Goody.
Right.
This was like at the end of like 99 going to 2000, and it's around the time where artists were still breaking their own records. Like they had to do in-store. I don't think like Rail, Felicia, y'all may not know what an in-store is. Are you familiar with an in-store is?
An in-store, like when artists would come in stores, like the same.
That's when they would go. That's when
it's like a book signing.
Oh yeah, they used to go to like shoe stores. I thought, not Sam's.
They did it all.
Right. So that's the term is called an in-store. So that's when the artists would go and they would actually travel and promote their music. So right. Sam Goody was a power player as far as like record stores at the time that I worked there. Right. And Ghostface was that because the Buck 50 is off the Supreme Clientele album.
Right.
And right at that moment, Wu-Tang didn't really have a lot of projects coming out. So it was only that Supreme Clientele, but I can't remember the record label he was on. So they had to do a lot more in-store versus like actual promotion. Because Method Man had Takao coming out, or Takao 2000, but he was on Def Jam. So he had a bigger label behind his music. So what ended up happening is they're telling, like I'm working and they say, hey, because I was the third key manager. That's the third level manager, the general manager, the assistant manager, and the third key manager. That was me. And he's like, hey, just giving you a heads up that I might be coming in because I might have landed Ghostface Killer. And I'm like, and at the time I'm like, Ghostface is not like, if you ask me who my favorite Wu-Tang members are, Ghostface wouldn't have came up. It'd have been Method Man, ODB, and the GZA. Those are my three favorites. But I respected Ghostface. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I hit the line, I'm like, yo, Ghostface supposed to be coming up here. I'm not sure when, but if you want to come hang out, you know what I'm saying, I can, you know what I'm saying, when I get my autograph or my picture, I got you. So you know how niggas do. This is my first in-store, by the way, so I didn't know how it was gonna play out. And listen, this is what y'all gotta understand. Listen, if you never listen, you know how you know your local boy who raps and it's like his persona ain't really what he rap about because he's trying to get to that level. Right. That ain't the era that these dudes rapped in. Like, who Ghostface, who Hove, who all these dudes, like a lot of these dudes who, like, if they respect it within each other, it's because they respect them outside of the lyrics. I promise you. Right. So here's the thing. When Ghostface actually comes, and Matt, that was the manager at the time, he didn't show up. So I was the running the show. And one thing he was like, listen, the only thing I need you to do is when you have an install, don't play no music but that music and play it back to back to back to back. Right. And I'm like, all right. And I never listened to it. So it's like, I'm listening to see if I hear Method Man, and I just hear Ghostface, and boom, I happen to be playing it at the right time. The motherfucker walks in the store. and I didn't know it was him because I thought it was like people who heard that he was coming. Right. Mind you, it's so many dudes in Wu-Tang that I don't know all of them. Right. And he didn't show his face. He didn't show his face a lot at that particular time. Whoa, wait a minute though. I ain't done. All right, okay. It's like a crowd of dudes that come in. And you know how New Yorkers love their New York artists. They was dressed like New Yorkers. So I'm thinking these are fans getting ready to get like Ghostface autographs and shit, right? So what ends up happening is Ghostface is probably like the third or fourth dude I see. But the first 2 or 3 dudes, I didn't know who the hell they were. So I'm like, oh, y'all here I got the new Ghostface, da-da-da-da. And luckily, I'm a great salesman. I'm pushing it like it's the hottest shit this fucking sliced bread. I don't see Ghostface yet. All I see is these dudes who look like they probably listen to Ghostface.
Right.
Right? And I got the shit bumping like I was supposed to.
Yeah.
Right? And I see these dudes and I see Capadonna.
Oh,
Capadonna, right. So I see Capadonna, but I don't like when I see him, I'm like, it ain't registering in my head because I'm thinking these regular dudes, right?
Right.
So I see him like, hold up, that look like Capadonna. I'm like, yo,
Ain't Cap
Matt.
like 6'5" though? Ain't Cap?
I'm like, Matt, you told me Ghost was coming. Nigga, the whole Wu-Tang in this bitch. What the right? Listen, I think the only two that wasn't there was Meth and Ghost. I mean Meth and OD, because I think OD was probably either in rehab or locked up. One of the
Something
two.
like that. Mm-hmm.
And Meth was busy working on a project or something. But either way, like, nigga, it felt like the whole store had Wu-Tang in it. Like when they moved, it was like a cloud of niggas. They moved in lockstep, like they didn't fuck. What they need security for? We are security. I didn't know.
Yeah, that is how they moved back then. Yeah.
I know real niggas, and I know how real niggas do. Damn that Wu Saga on Hulu, which is a great show, by the way. Let me tell you, them niggas wouldn't have had a problem catching the charge if you jumped out of line with any of them. Because the rap shit is secondary to them. Their pride and their ego is everything. Being real is everything to them. And the thing about it is, they was cool as fuck.
I bet.
Cool, like seriously. So I've only gotten 3 autographs in my entire life. 3.
Okay.
Ghostface, Chuck Brown, and I got the autographs of Jagged Edge.
I wish I got a Chuck Brown.
Jagged Edge is my favorite R&B group. One of my favorite R&B groups of all time. I was happy to get their autograph.
That's what's up.
Chuck Brown, I got it for my pops doing his Christmas album. I got that autograph for my pops. Oh, I take it back. I got Brown Mitchell's autograph too. But anyways, I got Ghostface autograph, and I didn't get it for me. I got it for my man Jimmy, because Ghostface was his favorite rapper. And I felt weird a little bit, but I was like, I ain't give a fuck. Like, I don't want to get an autograph for another nigga, but that's my man's. He didn't make it, and can you sign this? I was like, yeah, that I ain't say. I had to keep it a little bit of G, so I didn't say, hey, can you sign it out to? Like, I didn't lead him on to think he was signing for somebody else. So I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they called me Jimmy the whole time they was there. They called me Jimmy, and that's my man Jimmy, right? So, hey, listen. I'm from the hood, and you know, if you're from the hood, there's levels to hood. There's like go to jail off nothing. There's catch a body when you wake up. There's I have hood sense. There's levels to this shit. Right. They a couple levels ahead of me, so I had to at least, you know what I'm saying? Listen. So listen. I ain't never listen. So listen. I know how to play this game. I used to have a bike. So when I got my bike, I was broke. I ain't had no money. My mom ain't had no bread. So I made my bread because I was a runner. I'm not gonna sell drugs, but I know you sell drugs, so that means you got bread. Listen, you need to stay on the block. How about you? So let me go run and get your whatever y'all eating, so y'all ain't gotta go. Y'all want some juices? Y'all want whatever y'all need? Y'all can stay right here, and I'll go running for you. So I was cool with being a runner. You can't lead unless you learn how to follow, baby. So at one point in the day, because they was there for like 3 hours. I'm like, yo, what y'all want? I'm gonna go. Don't worry, y'all stay here, sign autographs, and get this love. Big Jimmy about to go to Hon Doggies for y'all. So if you know anything about Landover Mall, Hon Doggies was a spot. I'm like, listen, if y'all want some honey barbecue wings, it's this low-key joint. I can't remember the name of it now, but it's a low-key joint that sells some bomb-ass honey barbecue wings. I got it, so I went, ran and got shit for all these dudes. And they didn't eat nothing. I think like one dude who wasn't like, Wu-Tang, but I ain't give a fuck. Like, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and run and do that so y'all can stay here because, listen, so like, you may look at it like, oh, TU's a flunky. No. I need these dudes happy because they signing autographs for my customers.
Right.
And that's where I'm gonna get my money off of. So I'm gonna do that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go run bang, 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 bang. Here you go. Boom. But anyways, I said it to say this. Ghostface is as real as they come.
Absolutely. He
As
comes
real
off
as they come.
That's what's up.
And the people around him was happy to be there, happy to be getting some shine. Ghostface was strictly business. He was like, let me get in here, sign these autographs, spend this allocated time, and let me get the fuck up out of here. But it was a great fucking day.
Hey, that's what's up, yeah. I didn't know he was gonna get a Wu-Tang story. That's dope.
Hey, you know what? The thing about, you know how it is with me, it's like, yo, I dead ass forgot about this until we started talking about it. Because of the Supreme clientele out. I even gave Jimmy my CD. You know what I'm saying? Because it had an autograph in it for him, so I gave him the CD. We hung around each other all the time, so if I wanted to hear it,
right,
I could listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, whatever.
Shout out to
Jimmy.
Salute to him.
Salute to Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang forever. Wu-Tang forever. Okay. So pardon the interlude.
Oh, my bad. Let's go back to the question that RZA should have played Triumph. My bad. Got it.
He played in the overtime.
In the overtime. Fuck. First one.
That's one reason why. We'll let it play out. All right. So let's get back to it. What record we on? Okay. So Buck 50. I said it to say this. Buck 50 was one of the records when it was playing in stores. Like, that's one that kept catching my ear because I rock with it. So I gave that record to Buck 50.
Buck 50.
I said all of that to say I gave that round to Buck 50.
Right. Nah, that's perfect. That was perfect.
All right. So round 12 was Raekwon Ice Cream versus B.I. Unbelievable.
So, okay, this is the RZA. Primo knew what he was doing because this is to me it's a tie.
Okay.
I can't pick Ice Cream over Unbelievable, but I can't say Ice Cream is a better beat than Unbelievable. Unbelievable was one of the hardest records on that album ever. That's another top 5. Oh, another Primo record that he could have played. Whoa.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm going to need you to hold that until afterwards because it might have been in overtime.
All right. Let me get through my whole thought about this. Ice Cream is it's a classic, first and foremost. Unbelievable is too, but Ice Cream is the classic that everybody knows, right? Unbelievable is one of the greatest beats ever, like, of all time. So I just can't call that. Like, that's a tie to me. And Ice Cream is a dope beat. Everybody got off on that. It's a dope record. But like I can't follow that, man. Like, you can, if you want to say song versus beat, yeah, Ice Cream is a better song. But Unbelievable at the time, I'm listening to Ready to Die all day. Unbelievable is the dopest record.
So here's the thing. I get where you're coming from. Ice Cream is arguably like how many? What's Raekwon's biggest record?
Ice Cream. I thought it was a Wu-Tang record at the time. Like, it's a Wu-Tang record, obviously. But
would you dare say that Unbelievable is?
No, of course not. Of course not.
Is even the best record on that album?
No, Give Me the Loot is probably. It depends. Easy No Beat probably did.
So I'm thinking like, damn, Ice Cream, that's Raekwon's biggest record versus Unbelievable. It won't, listen, as much adulation you just gave that record, if you told people off the top of their head to go write their top 10 Biggie songs, it may not make everybody's top 10 Biggie records.
It should, but okay.
I'm not saying you might be right.
It should. But whatever. Yeah, I got you. I hear you.
Actually, Give Me the Loot is not the best record off that album. The Warning is the best record on the album. Give me
Okay,
this
my
number
bad.
2 for me.
The Warning.
At least
Yeah.
for me.
But
Okay.
are we going by hits though?
Nah, if it's a
Listen,
beat battle, it's a beat battle.
damn it,
That's what I was saying.
Damn being a hit. The Warning, I don't care if it's a hit or not. The Warning is like one of the greatest rap records of all time.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
When The Warning comes on, motherfuckers stop and start rapping with it. Who
Right,
the fuck is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning. Crack of dawn. Now I'm yawning. Wipe
you know,
the cold out my eye.
It's a
Who's
difference,
this
though.
paging me? And why? The way Big caught the beats. See who's this paging me? And why? It's my nigga Pop from the barbershop. Told me he was in the gambling spot. He heard an intricate plot. Yo, that is my all-time favorite Biggie record.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's up there.
I give my top 3 though. I give my top 3.
The Warning is my all-time favorite Biggie record.
My top 3. I can't even think of.
I like better than
that.
I don't know. I like Give Me the Loot, The Warning, and for me, going back to Cali was one of my top 3 Biggie joints.
I like that record. I love that record.
Yeah,
I love that record.
Just because it showed, because you know I'm big on versatility. You know what I'm saying? Like Biggie at that time was beating with the West Coast. Then he took a West Coast beat and killed it, bro. Did it better than what the West Coast people did. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why it's top. But
I argue with you.
You can't argue. All right, let's get back to the back.
Okay. Back to it. All right. So where we at?
You said you're on ice cream. Yeah. Go back.
So I gave it the ice cream because I like Unbelievable, but where it ranks as far as his catalog, it's like it didn't match for me.
Right.
So
if he plays So Ghetto, okay, hold on, wait. If he plays So Ghetto right there, what happens?
I'm taking So Ghetto.
Okay.
Because I'm so ghetto. Ghetto girls fall in love with me.
Yeah.
Slip. What?
Yeah.
I'm so ghetto.
Yeah.
Ghetto.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a top 5 primo beat. So Ghetto is a top 5 primo beat. All right. Okay.
Volume 3 is so slept on.
Super slept on.
Jesus Christ. How do people sleep on Volume 3?
I don't know.
If you sleep on Volume 3, I can't respect your opinion on rap ever. Listen. Go get a couple ice cubes, put it in a cute glass, pour a little bit of bleach in it, and drink that shit. What we talking about? But anyway, let's get to it. Round 13. RZA hit me with ODB Brooklyn Zoo, and I'm like, yo.
Yeah,
that's my
so this how I said it. I said, damn.
Brooklyn.
What can Primo possibly come up with? What can he possibly come up with? I'm like, because by default, I'm taking this record.
Right.
I'm taking Brooklyn Zoo. Shame on you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn Zoo. I'm taking this joint.
Right.
And then he put Ja Rule the Damager Come Clean. And I'm like, shit. And this is how I decided to take Come Clean. I had to strip it down. Like, do I like the beat more? Or do I like ODB on that? ODB made that record go. Yeah. So I had to say, okay, I'm taking that Come Clean.
Yeah, the cowboy bell on that joint. Yeah. It feels like go-go. It feels like you can make a go-go joint out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, so real.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's 40 songs that's going on here. I don't need you to listen to every song, real. But what you need to do, I need you to do this. Listen to that Come Clean. Boom.
All right.
Boom. Whoo.
That joint comes in.
16 of that joint tonight. But yeah, that thing. So I'm like, okay. So I took, just for the record, I took Come Clean.
Yeah.
For the record.
It's a W.
Yeah.
All right. Round 14, he came back again. With ODB.
They stayed in Brooklyn for the whole time. That whole like 2 rounds.
So he dropped the ODB Shimmy Shimmy Y'all versus Big Kick in the Door, and I had to come back to this one. I had to come back to it.
I don't agree with you on this one though.
Listen,
I can't.
Part of me don't agree with myself. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa don't
going
Biggie.
hit me.
Hey, you know what?
Biggie. Doom, 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 doom,
Listen.
doom.
So
The
I
way
love,
he said
and you know
that.
what it is? I feel like that beat was probably one. Like I felt like Primo wasn't in his normal bag with that beat too.
Mhm.
Like I felt like he changed up his drum patterns a little bit. That's another thing about Primo with me that like sort of you know what I'm saying, it lured me to sleep because he would have like the same bass drum pattern on his mixes.
Mm.
Boom, boom, boom. Kick in the door was my shit. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
fire.
not saying that I like Kick in the Door less than I like Shimmy Shimmy Y'all.
No, I'm not saying
I
that.
like
But
the
also,
beat.
Joe Budden's podcast was talking about this. I just listened to it, and they were saying "Shimmy Shimmy Ya" is not a RZA produced song. Of course, he EP'd everything that they did, but that wasn't. He didn't directly produce that joint. So I not to say that in my mind when I was listening, I listened to it live. So I was like, nah. I mean, Kicking the Door for me is I can't give nothing overrides that to me.
I understand.
And Shimmy Shimmy Y'all is a dope record. It's out of there. Like no
So
dope record.
Shimmy Shimmy Y'all is the record that got me loving ODB.
Absolutely. Facts.
So it's like that record just means a little more to me. Kick in the Door, listen, this is if you take that album, does that album not still go off without Kicking the Door?
Of course, but at the same time, wait. When I heard Kicking the Door, I'm gonna tell you, Big Ticket was still on 95.5. They had leaked the Life After Death like 2 weeks after Big died. Kicking the Door was the most fire record out of the 4 or 5 joints that he played, and he played Notorious Thugs, he played Downfall, and he played Sky's the Limit. Then he played.
Because it's better than those records. Kicking the Door is better than those records. That's why.
Better than Downfall? You think so?
Yes.
I love Downfall. Downfall is one of my favorite.
Kicking the Door is better than Downfall.
Downfall is one of my favorites.
I don't know,
I'm taking Kicking the Door. But
that's a hard one.
So
the beat is better.
Of course, I'm not begrudging anybody who takes Kicking the Door over Shimmy Shimmy Y'all. But Shimmy Shimmy Y'all epitomized who ODB was.
Absolutely. Facts.
Shimmy Shimmy Y'all, Shimmy Yam, Shimmy Yam. Give it a bite so I can take it away. Oh my hey. So I gave it to Shimmy Shimmy Y'all, but listen, it's one of those rounds where like it could have went either way. Now this is when you say you would disagree. Round 15, big long kiss goodnight versus Gangstar Above the Clouds.
Yeah, Above the Clouds is a better beat by far, and Inspector Deck kills that shit. Like 100%. Like Long Kiss, I love Long Kiss Goodnight, of course. I love the album. Biggie's my favorite MC. But and I remember I knew it was a RZA beat. I knew he was gonna play it. I didn't know, at some point. But, Primo like switched it up on him and hit Above the Clouds, and it's such a like a doom, doom, doom. It's a fly, laid back, still dope record. Above the Clouds is very underrated.
You know what it is? You know what I will say? What might have swayed me is me not knowing that was a RZA production.
Oh, you didn't know? I had already knew that. I had already known
because I just never had gotten to the habit of looking who produced Biggie's beats for some reason. So I never looked to see who produced it to even know that RZA did it. So when I was like, damn, RZA did this, it resonated a little bit more with me.
Yeah, I remember reading the breakdown. There was like a whole article about how Life After Death came together in the source. I remember reading that whole thing.
Okay.
And they interviewed the RZA. They interviewed I think Method Man. Like, yeah. You saw. I remember from back then that it was a RZA beat, and I knew he was going to play it. Like, Above the Clouds is super dope. I can't fault anybody for going with Long Kiss, but I can't put it over Above the Clouds.
All right. So round 16, Ghostface Assassination Day versus Nas New York State of Mind.
So I had I had to go back. Yeah, I had to go back and listen to Assassination Day because the quality of
it's a tough
record. It's a dope record. It's a dope record. NY State of Mind is a top 2 Primo beat. It's one of my favorite records of all time.
Heck yeah.
So you gave it to Nas then?
I gave it
to Primo. Okay.
I give it to Premier.
All right, round 17. Raekwon Criminology versus Gangstar.
Criminology is a dope record.
DWY.
You gave it to Dwick. And I say Dwick is a classic record, but Criminology is the doper beat.
Okay.
I can't. Criminology is a doper beat.
And I think because I hadn't heard Criminology before, and I know that I liked Dwick, and I like that record. I like that one more.
I mean, it has a classic line. It has a classic. It's a classic song. But I pull more stunts than Bruce Willis is a dope. I mean, of course, it's a classic record, classic line, classic song. But Criminology is a better beat.
Okay.
I can't. Yeah.
All right, round 18.
Right.
Raekwon Incarcerated Scarfaces versus Royce the 5'9" Boom.
Incarcerated Scarfaces is a top 10 Wu-Tang affiliate.
I went with that record as well. Like,
and Boom is my shit. Boom is hard. Like that. Yeah. Boom. I love Boom. That's the first Royce the 5'9" record I ever heard. Boom is
really
super dope. Yeah, that was before I heard the Bad Meets Evil stuff.
Nah, Rock City was the first record I heard from Royce 5'9".
Yeah, I heard Boom way before that. So, yeah, man. Yeah. Boom is hard, and he should have probably played it against like Criminology or something. But no, you can't beat Incarcerated Scarfaces with Boom.
All right, round 19. You had Method Man, You're All I Need versus Big 10 Crack Commandments.
And nothing's beating the 10 Crack Commandments.
So here's the thing. Listen, as much as I love that song, that You're All,
yes,
I like the Puff Daddy mix way better than I like that beat.
The remix.
Yeah, I love that version way better than the original. When I would like look for that song and I would get that version, that original version, I was like, man, what the hell is this? I want to like sweet morning news.
Oh yeah.
And it was plain to see you are my destiny. That's my joint. But boom. And like the 10 Crack Commandments was what?
Yeah. What?
Yep.
Like no, that shit hard.
Unbeatable.
1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 10 Crack Commandments.
Crushes it. The cuts on it crush it. Yeah,
what? Yeah. He was in his bag.
In his bag.
All right.
100%.
So round 20. This was another tough one. Wu-Tang Cream versus Gangstar Mass Appeal.
I love Mass Appeal, but Cream.
I love Mass. Listen, I don't prefer Guru, but he can rap. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he can't rap. It's just I think it's his voice that irritated me. And Mass Appeal was my joint. But
yeah, I don't want to say too much about Guru because me and you are on the same page. We're not his biggest fans, but like Mass Appeal, like they always had joints. Like you can't be mad. Like they always had joints.
Yes.
Always. Like
I never deny that.
Yeah, they always had joints. But Mass Appeal is a dope, super dope record. But
Cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
Way harder. Cream hits way harder.
Every one of the members was in their bag on that record.
Yes, absolutely.
Cash rules everything around. I mean, they made Cream mean something different to this day.
Exactly. Everybody, you can say,
people in Idaho know what Cream mean.
Changed the whole,
people still wear T-shirts saying that.
Lexicon.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
Favorite slang. Absolutely.
And then Ghost, they jumped in that beat with both feet.
Yeah, Raekwon crushed that joint. That's son, RZA didn't play shadow boxing. What the? Yo,
so let me so Brian, did you tally up your scores? Because when I was scoring it, it felt like it felt like Primo won. But when I looked at all the scores, I'm like, damn, they evened out 10-10. So I had him a
That's
draw.
what I was about to say. It sounded like we were going to
I think I
even
have,
out.
if with my score, I think I have him 12. I think I have 11. I have it 11-9. Primo.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of what 10-10 or whatever. I think I have 11-9.
So what was interesting is that I didn't look at the score. I picked which one I like more, and then I sent him over, and then I went back and I listened to the overtime because I wanted the overtime separate because I feel like people just do overtime just for the fans, right? And I'm like, yo, if I would have counted overtime, like, so I had 10. So let me give you the battle. We're gonna go overtime. We go overtime. This is the overtime records.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't pretty, in my opinion. It wasn't pretty. All right, so overtime. The first record was Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With. Like, that is another Wu-Tang classic.
It's up there with Protecting That.
And he played Crooklyn Dodgers, Return of the Crooklyn Dodgers. And that Crickets, exactly. So you had to been like entrenched in Brooklyn hip hop to know that record because I don't even think it was on like I think that it was a collaborative like group on the Crooklyn album.
On the soundtrack, yeah.
Yeah. So I gave that to RZA.
Right.
Then round 2, RZA played Dark Fantasy. Can it get much higher?
Mm-hmm.
So high. Like, the thing about it, like, oh shit.
He did that.
I forgot RZA put his touches on that thing right there, boy.
Yeah. He
right?
Did. Yep. Absolutely.
So I guess this is the portion where Primo wanted to try to match energies, and he played a Kanye record called Classic, which is a solid hip hoppy record. But I'm like, bruh, you not hitting up against Dark Fantasy? You bugging? That's that old head shit right there, man. That's the old head mentality. You tripping, cuz.
So you can relate then.
Shut your bitch ass up.
What's the next joint?
All right, so the next record was Wu-Tang Triumph.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, when I heard it, I'm like, oh, he's probably going to win this round. And then he came with Represent by Nas. Which is a tough record, but it ain't Triumph.
It's not. You can't beat it. You're not beating it. There we go. Okay. What is there another joint? How many joints in did they go?
Yeah. All right. So the next record was this is the last round. The last round was Nas Tenacia. I'm not a big enough Nas fan to even have heard that record, so I was like, it's a solid record. I'm like, I'm going and thinking, okay, RZA's gonna lose this round because this record is it felt like a throwaway to me.
Right.
But then Primo decided to play Christina Aguilera, Ain't No Other Man.
That's funny.
What?
And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? You talking about, you try to switch it up and play what? No, bro. You had so many other records to play. This is your last record of the night. This is the lasting impression you want to leave upon the people. It's Christina Aguilera, Ain't No Other Man.
He could have hit the Limp Bizkit record and still probably would have.
Who raised you?
Yeah.
Right? Come on.
I don't know what Primo was on. I don't know what Primo was on, bro. He could have played the None of Y'all Better record. It's definitely a top 5. First of all, it's a top 5 Locks record. It's a top 5. It's probably top 5, top 10 DJ Primo record. He could have RZA should have played Triumph in the 20. Yeah,
he should have.
Oh.
All right, so
Primo should have crushed him in the 20.
So that's why I said that he washed him in the overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So
I didn't hear the overtime, but yeah.
So this got that got me looking forward to the Babyface one, but it was entertainment. Definitely took you back. definitely challenge you to go listen to some earlier hip hop if you haven't been familiar with like the early to mid '90s hip hop New York landscape. That definitely painted a great picture for you. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good battle. So speaking, of, we did. So we wanted to talk about. We mentioned that we are going to talk about the draft, but before we get into the draft, right?
Right.
Did y'all watch any of the NBA horse competitions?
No.
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 So
It's not.
So
I watched clips here. I seen clips here and there, but I didn't watch it. No.
On principle, I thought, that's a good idea to give some fans something. The problem I had was like, you could definitely tell who was like an OG in the game who did right with their money versus like, put like this. Seriously, like like Chris Paul Pierce, they had like courts. Like they could probably charge Bama to come play games at their court. Like Paul Pierce's basketball court
been
looks
making
good.
$25 million a year for the last 8 years. So I mean, of course.
Right, and that's cool.
Paul Pierce didn't even make a max. So that's what's up. If he's on that like
that's
that.
What I took away from it. Like, yo, like if you come into the game and you want to be like, oh, I want to be like this player, I want to be like, damn. Once you in the league, you establish some type of, quality of life. You should be trying to connect with these guys who maybe didn't get the biggest bag all the time, but still was able to carve out a great life. Like, so that was one. So the reason I say that is because Chauncey Billups, who had enough, I love Chauncey Billups, who had a great looking basketball court, went against Trae Young. Trae Young's basketball court. You know when you driving through a nice neighborhood, once you get out the hood, you drive to a nice neighborhood, and you see all these basketball courts in the driveway.
That's what he had.
That's what Trae Young's joint looked like.
He's still on his rookie deal. He's going to get some guys.
No. I'm not knocking it because his areas look way better than what I could afford.
Exactly.
So I'm not saying that to knock Trae Young about where he's at right now. What I'm saying is, it's like I would have preferred the NBA or ESPN who ran this to match not just players but like quality of court.
Right.
Like Trae Young is playing on a joint who probably the wind blow, they got to put fucking sandbags on the back of it.